Friday, January 23rd. This is episode 206 of the Weekly Show Live, December 1773. This is Dave. And Ryan will be joining us shortly, as soon as he can. On today's show, it is a Friday show, and you know what that means. But on today's show, we're going to be talking about directed energy weapons, which were a conspiracy very recently. I feel like within the last year, we were called crazy for talking about directed energy weapons, which is crazy because they were known to have existed. Euthanasia. There's a Daily Mail article about euthanasia that has a little bit of a twist to it. The definition of a gym body. The World Health Organization. The United States has pulled out from the World Health Organization. That's big news. Bad Bunny. I don't really care, to be honest with you, but it is worth talking about the newest twist on his Super Bowl halftime show. The automobile kill switch I'd like to get into. This is one of those things that, we'll get into it, but like if you're a MAGA guy, right? If you're one of those people and you think Thomas Massie is somehow to the left of you or votes with Democrats or any of this shit, I really would like you to have your head checked. It's kind of astonishing the amount of times I hear the Trump people, the MAGA people talk about Thomas Massie being a Democrat. It's really astonishing. It really is. He is easily the most freedom-minded person in the Congress, at least currently. And an uproar of another detainee uproar. A 5-year-old was apparently taken in by ICE, and everyone's going crazy about this. But I don't have the best memory, but there are things I do remember. And I'm going to talk about one thing I specifically remember from the Clinton administration when I was a child. And I'm talking like 8 or not, right? Like I would have had to have been like 8 years old, 9 years old, maybe younger than that when I specifically remember seeing this on TV. And I almost wondered, every time this comes up, I almost wonder, like, did I misremember that, or was that a real thing that happened? And every time I look it back up, and it turns out I was correct. With that said, I'd like to lead. I hear interference in my headphones. I'd like to start with the automobile kill switch, because it's one of those things. Sometimes when that happens, I'm getting get go messages, alerts, notifications. It never stops. The automobile kill switch is an interesting thing. Now, Thomas Massie has been one of the strongest, if not the strongest, people that I've seen. To be honest with you, one of the few people who are even talking about it at all. Now, the automobile kill switch, or the kill switch that everyone's referring to, it's going to be a mandate, a government mandate through, I believe it's going through NHTSA, and it requires automotive manufacturers to put a kill switch inside of their car for drivers who are maybe distracted, or potentially worse, maybe they're under the influence of some type, and it would allow your automobile to be shut down while you're driving, or at least in some sense taken under control. And it's one of those things that sounds, this is how it's so tricky. And it's, I know, for people who've always ever heard of the term overt and window, it always starts off with something that sounds like it's coming from good intentions, right? Because it sounds warm and fuzzy. It sounds like a good idea when you phrase it like this. Like, well, what it does is, if there are drunk drivers on the road, it can detect the fact that they're impaired, and it will shut the car down to prevent, that's going to save lives. It's important, right? Of course. Nobody wants to see people dying from drunk cars. So it sounds like one of these really good things, but What gets tricky, I've always thought it was interesting because it always seemed difficult to sell the idea of freedom to people because I think there is an inherent nature in most people, which I think is unfortunate, that most people value security or safety or comfort. They value other things above actual freedom. And that allows things like this to pass. Now, if you want to go full blown, what people like myself or Thomas Massey, or certainly Ryan, as soon as he's on, I'm sure would make some arguments to this. The problem is, it's an incredibly slippery slope. It's very similar to the reason I'm against the death penalty. Once you give the government that form of power or authority, there's no pulling it back. And it's one of those things. It's easy to look at the death penalty and say, well, you can have an emotional argument very easily. Well, that guy killed 10 people. Why should he get to live, right? This is like the argument for the death penalty. That guy raped 3 people. He shouldn't get to live, right? They'll come up with like these like worst case scenarios, and it's based in emotion. And while I do empathize with that completely, I do understand. And trust me, I get angry too. I get angry, I get upset, I get sad, I feel all these things. Um it's tough. It's tough to see certain stories when you're talking about, you know, just these heinous acts committed by people, and then, it goes to trial and they're found guilty, right? Um I do get it. Like, I understand. Like, people want to see justice for what has happened. They want to see that person brought to justice. They want to see the death penalty. But my thing with that is, the thing that has always bothered me is that I don't want our federal government with the authority to kill people. I don't think that's a good precedent to set. Um, the military is one thing when we're talking about, defense of a nation or defense of our borders. I've always been very pro self defense. I get it. And if that's in a heated exchange, if there's a fight and somebody feels like they're threatened and they have to use force, I fully understand all of that, and I fully support that in that situation. But when we're talking about someone who was detained, who went to trial, who was found guilty, we're no longer talking about defense. Now we're talking about, I mean, call it what it is. You're talking about revenge at this point. And I know that feels right for some people. And again, I empathize. I feel for that position. But you really have to look big picture. You have to look worst case scenario. You have to understand, when you do give the federal government the authority to kill its citizens, that's dangerous. Ryan's with us now. I'm going to get Ryan brought on, and we can get his idea on the kill switch. But it's the same thing with the kill switch. The problem is, we're talking about an extremely slippery slope. We're talking about the necessity for the automobile that you're driving, that you own, that you purchased, your property. We're talking about that car having the ability and the capability to monitor you, to monitor your eyesight, your face, your hands, to know where you're at all times. There's some people don't know this, but like, automobiles have things called passenger presence detection systems, and it's for, like, airbag deployment and things like that. But your car knows who's sitting in what seat, if their seatbelt is connected, if their hands are on the steering wheel, if their eyes are looking forward. All of this is great for safety. It's not great for freedom. It is a bad slippery slope. It's not a good idea. Thomas Massey is the only one. He's not the only one saying it, but he's the most outwardly spoken about it. He's the one who's talked about it. He's the one who's brought it to the light. Very few people have even mentioned it outside of Thomas Massey, and it's tough. Ryan, welcome, you and your blue room. Welcome back.
Thank you so much.
What do you do, Ryan? we're talking about Thomas Massey. I've always said that at any given point, you count on two hands the amount of people who in Congress are actually worth a fuck, and usually you don't need both hands. Thomas Massey is definitely one of them, and he's fighting against the automobile, the kill switch, and he's one of the few who are public about it. And he recently, I think as of yesterday, maybe, offered an amendment that was shut down. 57 Republicans actually sided with Democrats to vote against the kill switch amendment. To take the kill switch clause out of, I think it was a Jobs Act or something that was passed under the Biden administration. But the kill switch does give outside control of your own car to other people to shut down the automobile or take control of the automobile.
Which was just a conspiracy nearly a decade ago. Who was the guy that said they were following him? I think he was going to report on Vince Foster with Hillary Clinton. And then his car drove into a fucking tree and exploded.
I don't remember this, to be honest.
Jack Podesta? No.
I don't think so. Maybe. What was
journalist whose car slammed into a tree?
Journalist car slammed into a tree. Investigative 2013 death investigative journalist Michael Hastings.
There it is, Michael Hastings. That's the name.
A contributing editor for Rolling Stone and previously BuzzFeed, was best known for his 2010 article that led to a resignation of General Stanley McChrystal, the top U.S. commander in Afghanistan, after it revealed comments about Obama administration officials. On June 18th, 2013, in Los Angeles, Hastings died at 33 years old when his Mercedes-Benz crashed at high speed into a palm tree. The car burst into flames, and the impact was so severe the engine ejected roughly 50 to 60 yards away. Holy fuck.
I've never heard of an engine separating from a vehicle like that, but
I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah, no. That was one of the things that was fishy at the time when it happened.
A Mercedes-Benz C250 coupe. What kind of engine is in a Mercedes-Benz? I don't know that much about Mercedes. C250 coupe. It's a C-Class 250. It's probably a smaller engine, but they're still... Yeah, 1.8 liter turbocharged inline four, but that's still going to be
it's a 3,000 pound car.
That's still a heavy. How much did it weigh? I mean, we're talking
3,500.
Well, I mean, no, the engine itself. The car weighs about 3,500 pounds. The engine has to be
800.
700-800 pounds. I mean, they're not light. Do you know how much force it would take
to throw an 800-pound object 150 yards?
To throw, I guess I should say, eject an 800-pound 50 to 60 yards. That's half a football field. Do you know how far that is? The NFL record for a field goal is 68 yards. You know how fucking far 68 yards is?
Yeah, people were saying, he was saying that he was followed and that they bugged his car, and he tried borrowing one of his friend's cars, if I'm not mistaken.
45-degree launch angle, kinetic energy, average force. Tens of hundreds of pounds and thousands, tens to hundreds of thousands of pounds of force.
Would a car accident be able to do it? Ask it that.
deceleration force and a high-speed frontal impact of 50 to 100 Gs. Do you know how fucking many Gs that is? Ejections. Yeah, I don't know about that, dude. 50. That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's pretty far from like a tree to hit a tree.
A palm tree?
Yeah, hit a tree and send your engine 50 yards. Definitely not an explosion.
No, I don't fucking buy that for a second. I don't buy that for a fucking second. It's saying to launch at 60 yards, it only needs to be going 50 miles an hour. No fucking way. Zero chance.
The car's
Zero.
the engine's literally strapped to the frame of the vehicle.
Zero chance 50 miles an hour sends that engine 60 yards.
Yeah, the
Fucking
whole
none. None
you'd have,
chance.
yeah. How does that make any sense? You should check out the crash star rating at that vehicle at high speeds at 50 miles an hour. See what the safety 5 star.
It's 5 stars. Fucking
It's
like
got
90. It's 90% of the fucking cars on the market are 5 star now. It doesn't
yeah.
even mean anything anymore.
Yeah, no,
60
Dave,
yards.
David, as a former collision technician, I know, but like that's what's
Do
crazy about
people
is, dude,
understand?
the engine is strapped with a drive, like the transmission's attached to it, to a fucking drive
Well,
track, like
that's what
drive
I'm
shaft.
saying. Like,
Like what?
do people know how many things hold an engine down?
Like the fucking bumper holds the engine down,
There's
technically.
wire
Look up.
harnesses,
Did you look
connectors,
up a picture of
bolts.
the car accident? Look up the picture of the car.
Um, let's see. Why is it on like the side of the? How's the car sideways? Hold on. How serious did they investigate this? I mean, there's not a ton of great pictures, if I'm honest, from what I'm looking at. There's one very common picture. It's this one. Hold on. Let me pull this up.
Allegedly, if I remember correctly, there was a hacker at that time that was able to hack into that vehicle with like a phone or a computer and alter its driving
Yeah.
capability. It's like his
There was
exact
actually
model. Somebody
there was a recall on Jeep vehicles because people were able to hack into the systems.
conspiracy.
Um, 4:25 a.m. and reports.
There is actually a video of it. You just see this thing take off. It like goes over some
I don't.
like the Los Angeles kind of like hilly, and then just blows the fuck up. There's like a flyover explosion, but
Oh,
it's
you can
fucking
tell. It's
quick.
definitely.
Yeah, no, dude, look up the video. Look up the video. It takes off.
So I'm not being a dick, but like the the 700-pound engine went 60 yards. The muffler barely fell off the car.
Uh-huh. Rims completely. The wheels are still attached to the vehicle, but the
Yeah, the
engine
wheels
was
are still
ripped.
attached for sure.
So
Yeah, engine's removed from the car.
the engine that's bolted to the frame of the vehicle, the subframe of the vehicle.
I don't buy that. I don't buy any of that. I'm sure. I mean, I get it. I'm sure it was on camera or whatever. That fucking blows my mind.
Yeah, people were saying that it was rigged and then a bomb. That was the conspiracy angle.
I don't. Did
Yeah,
they
so
say
are
how
we?
fast he did hit the? Do they have an estimate of how fast he hit?
I don't actually remember that off the top of my head. I just know that there's a video. The lo-fi fucking studio right now is pissing me off.
I never heard of this before, so I'm like now just digging in live. So sorry about that, everyone. But a high rate of speed was the description. Multiple eyewitness accounts describe the car traveling at maximum speed. That's perhaps 100 miles per hour. Just before it ran a red light, fishtailed, sparked, and crashed. One witness compared the impact to a bomb, noted sparks flames even before it hit a tree. Um, I'd love to see the video of this. Do people understand cars don't just fucking explode when they
Nah, it
hit
happens
stuff?
every day. Every day, David, cars blow up, especially if you're not in the collision field and you have no idea how cars are put together. It's completely normal that cars blow up during car accidents. You know, this is the issue we haven't figured out in almost over 100 years of driving. Retards. I'm literally trained at like the frame level of how vehicles are put together. And when this came out in 2013, it was like, this never made sense.
So most people say it was going about 80 to 100 miles an hour, and it looked like a bomb when it impacted a tree. It wouldn't just fucking implode. I don't understand. No official no official forensic reconstruction publicly specified. The LAPD and coroner stuck to just high rate of speed surveillance video exists.
Pretty shut and dry, David.
Yep. Somebody said it looked like he was going about 100. So yeah, he was probably doing that. They just case closed. We just took eyewitness testimony.
Well,
Yeah.
they got the. I mean, there is a video, but maybe it's altered like the Epstein video that was not going to be altered. And
The predominant estimate from witnesses, media, and consistent reporting of around 100 miles per hour or at or near an impact. It says, and it's enough to explain the extreme damage and ejection distances. No, it's not. Yeah, it's not. It isn't. I'm sorry. And either either something's up here or Mercedes makes the worst built car on planet Earth, and it's built by Germans, so it's probably twice as hard to eject the engine from that fucking thing as
yeah,
anything
they
else.
probably like the standards 200 miles an hour. That doesn't happen.
That's fucking crazy. There is no way, zero.
I'm glad you never heard about that.
No, I really don't remember that at all. So wait, why was other than the fact it made no fucking sense, how was that tied to Hillary Clinton?
I think he was going to release the Vince Foster stuff, if I'm not mistaken. Look into why, like what he was looking at. Look around the
Okay.
conspiracies. Or was it Pizzagate? Was he the
What
Pizzagate again?
was Hastings
Who's the
investigating?
dude that got killed? He got killed, his wallet or something. Vince Foster. What is Vince Foster and Hillary Clinton in my head for?
It says there was no confirmed evidence that he was actively investigating a major story specifically about Hillary Clinton.
What are the conspiracies around his death?
The idea sometimes circulates in conspiracy theories tying his death to powerful Democrats or Clinton because Benghazi was a huge political flashpoint that damaged her reputation. His aggressive style with her aide showed he wasn't afraid to go after her circle. So he must have been doing like a Benghazi story or something. Hastings' last known communication involved an email to colleagues in Friends, titled something like FBI investigation, um, NSA. He reportedly told a WikiLeaks lawyer, I'll say no more, at the FBI he was looking into him regarding the NSA shortly after Snowden's leaks began. Some accounts suggest he was probing stories tied to surveillance, the security state, CIA Director John Brennan, or related figures. Conspiracy focused sources speculated connections to broader government overreach, but nothing directly linked to Clinton personally. No unfinished article pitch or a confirmed draft about Hillary Clinton. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's kind of tough when there's so many things that like just happen all at the same time. And now we're talking.
It was also 13 years ago.
That's what
So
I'm saying. And now it's 13 years ago too, and it's like trying to remember all that is nearly impossible. Yeah. With that said, the kill switch, classic slippery slope. I'm out on the kill switch. So thanks for Thomas Massey once again sticking up for everybody. Unfortunately, it was voted down.
so we're getting kill switches in new cars.
Kill switches are coming. Daily Mail headline:
I'm sure the
Canadian.
government vehicles will have the kill switch built right into it, David. I'm
No,
sure. I'm
well, it's
sure.
mandatory, of course. Canadian woman was euthanized.
You're
Quote.
about to see a mass amount of rich people driving older and older and older vehicles. The wealthy will be able to afford all the old stuff that's not trackable, traceable, and that can't be turned off with a Wi-Fi connection. They're going to have all the old chest freezers. They're going to have old TVs and old refrigerators. Even Jeff Bezos came out, I heard, and said, "Don't buy anything that was made after 1980." So,
That's a crazy thing for the owner of Amazon to say.
well, I mean, it's kind of like how Steve Jobs didn't let his kids play on his products.
Um, yeah. Daily Mail article: Canadian woman was euthanized, quote, against her will, after husband was fed up with caring for her. Euthanized against her will, Ryan.
So got her killed.
No, he euthanized her against her will.
That's murder, ain't it?
No, it's euthanasia. Um, it is in Canada though, so they do have that glorious program.
I mean, assisted suicide. What's to say? Like, she's just, she said she wanted this. I gave you a little Robitussin, knock you out for 3 days. But like, yeah, she's just,
Yeah,
suicide.
I'm curious. I should bring this up. I'm curious the actual specifics of this because some of it wouldn't make sense. She would have to be like non-verbal or something, right? Because otherwise they'd be like, "Hey," they wouldn't ask the husband, right? Like she must have been on a, I don't
Ew.
know, sure. Um, let's see. Some of this could, to be honest with you, as we go into this, like some of this might not be that weird because they will ask, like, if somebody is like, brain dead or whatever, you they can look to the will and see, like, who's in charge, who's to make the call. Some people like stuff like this isn't completely unfounded, but I'd be curious about the specifics. Uh, Elderly woman was euthanized within hours of her husband claiming she changed her mind after insisting she wanted to live. Oh, that's not a good start. I believe it's referred to as MAID, but Canada's medical assistance in dying laws allow patients to request a painless death if an assessor agrees with their terminal condition meets certain requirements. Patients often wait weeks, but it can happen the same day if the application is lodged, if judged to be medically urgent. Okay. It's medically urgent that she dies immediately. It's an interesting choice.
Yeah, if you're
One
dying,
case
well, you can't
study.
wait a day. You can't wait a day to die another
Yeah,
day.
well, we better rush this one through.
If she does,
One
dude,
case
if we
study
go
was
any slower, she's gonna die.
like what I mean at this point. Um,
Well,
one case
did
study
it
was
say
that of
they
a
have the
woman in her
right to
80s.
not have a painful death? Is that was the language?
I don't. I'm sure somebody said that.
No, well,
Uh,
I thought it covered it in the AI. I'm sorry.
oh no, this is in the article itself. Mrs. B, who had complications after a coronary artery bypass graft surgery, she went into severe decline and opted for palliative care and was sent home from the hospital with palliative. I don't even know if I'm saying the word right. Palliative support and her husband caring for her. But as her condition got worse, her elderly husband struggled to care for her, even with the help of visits by nurses. Mrs. B reportedly expressed her desire for maid to her family in response, and on the same day, her spouse contacted a referral service on her behalf, the report read. However, she told the assessors that she wanted to withdraw her request, citing personal and religious values and beliefs, and instead wanted inpatient hospice care. Her husband took her to the hospital next morning, where doctors found she was stable, but her husband was experiencing caregiver burnout.
Just kill her.
Yeah, take her out. I'm getting fucking tired. Her husband asked for an urgent second maid assessment later that day, and a different assessor showed up. The one judged her to be eligible, but the original one who was contacted objected. So now we have two government officials. I would imagine these people are somehow employed by the government, right? That's a maid practitioner, right? Like, so it's part of the program, or maybe you have to be like certified in it or something, but you're still private. I'm not entirely
Certified to
sure.
kill people.
Yeah, maybe you're certified. Their request to meet Mrs. B the next day was declined by maid providers as the clinical circumstances necessitated an urgent provision. Instead, a third assessor was sent who agreed with the second one, and Mrs. B was euthanized that evening. So hold
I
on.
wonder how these people fucking live with themselves.
In this case, I do think we already kind of joked about like what's the rush to take somebody out, right? But like, if you were going to build a case that somebody should just be euthanized same day, I suspect the case would be built around that person having tremendous amounts of suffering or something, right? Like in extraordinary pain and they're going to die anyway. Like, what are we waiting for? Let's just do it. I could maybe almost see that. Not that I agree with it, but I at least understand it. But like, two people came out and said the guy who's taking care of her, who's her husband, is just kind of tired with it right now. And that was enough to have a same day? Like, yeah, he's a little tired. I think we should probably just take her out.
He's burned out.
The guy's burned out, so that's enough for same day? That seems like a low bar. Ontario Maid Death Review Committee, uh, literally a fucking death panel. Members
No
raised
death panels here, David.
no,
There's not gonna be
yeah,
death panels.
dude. I gotta tell you, like everyone mocked Sarah Palin for that, and I'm not saying she was like completely unmockable. I get it. I understand why people made fun of her, but like, dude, she fucking nailed the death panel thing. Can we just be like, she was not. There was not some crazy conspiracy. She fucking hit that right on the head. Many members believed the short timeline did not allow all aspects of Mrs. B's social and end of life circumstances. You don't
You
say.
think? You think?
These include the impact of being denied hospice care, additional care options, caregiver burden, consistency of the maid request, and divergent maid practitioner perspectives. Many members brought forward concerns of possible external coercion arising from the caregiver's experience of burnout and lack of access to palliative care in a patient or hospice setting. Members were also concerned that Mrs. B's spouse was the main person advocating and navigating access to MAID, and there was little documentation that she actually asked for it herself. That's the other thing. Like, so she was with it enough to cite religious values and beliefs that she didn't want it. So how did she? I would love to know the specifics of that. How was she euthanized without ever having a say?
Well, 3 people said she Should husband and two judges. That's all it takes, huh?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Murdered.
Yeah, that's wild to me. That's fucking madness. Ryan, did you hear the United States pulled out of the World Health Organization?
No.
We did. We pulled out of the World Health Organization. Now, what I think is curious about this, I'm all for it, obviously. I can't wait for the midterms. I'd love to see. Show me YouTube. Pull one of our videos for medical misinformation on the behest of the World Health Organization. I can't wait. Because, sorry, YouTube, the United States doesn't subscribe to the World Health Organization. Get fucked. Put the video back.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what they were doing before. They were pulling us down because we disagreed with the world. We dared to have counter facts. Right, I pulled out.
You never pull out, boys.
I pulled out, Ryan. I pulled
Just
out.
rifle
Hold
it.
on.
You rifle the shit in.
I pulled my fucking microphone right out of things. I was so upset about this. We
It'll sound different.
yeah, because I have it was a whole I fucking yanked that bitch. I'm getting strong, Ryan. My pop filter came off. Pop filter. Pop. We literally said things that were not agreed upon by the World Health Organization, and YouTube deemed that as enough to take down our videos on their alleged platform. I'd love to see him do it. I'd love to see him do it again. Do it now that we don't even have anything to do with the World Health. That'd be like YouTube taking the video down because Germany didn't like it. Like, I don't really give a fuck what Germany has to say. I don't care. I don't care what Germans say. They started 2 world wars, lost both of them. I don't care what the World Health Organization has to say because I don't bow to global elitists. I don't give a fuck what they have to say. Keep going, Trump. WHO, out.
UN.
NATO, out. UN, out. We are a sovereign nation. Where is this nationalism everyone accuses Trump of? Because I don't fucking see it. I wish he was half as nationalist as everyone thinks he is.
Still waiting for 39-cent gas after you're murdering dictators and kidnapping presidents.
Have you been tracking it? Did it even go down at all?
No. Might be like 7 cents cheaper.
I don't want to say it this way because I don't want it to be taken. I don't want it to sound like I'm saying that I don't like I don't even look at gas like it's not like that. What I'm saying is I really don't like gas is one of those things like I need it in my car. So like I'm not staring at the price. Like it is what it is.
It's not like
But
Cheerios.
yeah, Cheerios I can pass on. I don't need Cheerios. I'll be fine if I don't eat Cheerios. So I don't need to know the price. I don't really watch the price of Cheerios either because I'm not eating them. No, like gas prices are what they are. But like it would be interesting. Like we went in, we took their leader out. Trump's like, I wouldn't say his first words, but soon after said, "I'm sending in the oil companies. We're gonna make it American oil." It's like, okay, well, all right, cool. I better see cheap ass gas. Give me something. If we're gonna run around the world and take people's shit, I better at least see the benefits of the shit. At least try to appease me, Trump. I don't want to be out conquering the world, but like if we're gonna do it, at least make it benefit the United States. Are we serious here? Pull out. Good. Pull out of the WHO. Pull out of fucking NAFTA. Pull out of fucking NATO. Pull out of fucking
Lo-fi
pull out of all
Studios
of it.
kicking my ass
Just
today.
fucking hold it, Ryan.
Just hold it.
Just
Get
fucking
a
hold it. I'll
Crosby's.
hold my mic. I'll hold my mic. You hold the fucking camera. We got this.
You got a Crosby's pizza box for a fucking prop.
It's not even good pizza.
The fuck did you say?
It's not even good pizza.
It's better than 100% of all the Pennsylvania gas station pizzerias.
We have Crosby's pizza here. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah, Crosby's pizza is better than your regular pizza at a pizzeria in Pennsylvania.
I would argue I could find a couple places that are edible. There's
Pizza's
a
a hard
couple.
thing to nail, but once you nail it, dude, it's just like you can't like look away from a slice the same. That's why I'm not Dave Fournier's biggest fan all the time, but his one slice bite challenge thing, I love that whole concept of it because that's what he's trying to nail. He's trying to nail that like, there's this thing that we've perfected, you know,
Well,
and
specifically, it was perfected in Buffalo. There is no pizza on earth that's even close. I will fight everyone on that. It's not even close.
good Picasso slice, dude.
Oh my god, fucking Picasso's. I slightly prefer Santora's, even though they're very similar for whatever reason. I don't know if it's the square versus the triangle, but
Does change the shape, the
but
flavor.
it's like the same owners if I remember correctly, and it's very similar in a lot of ways. There is no pizza on earth that's remotely close to anything in Buffalo. It's just like not close, nothing close. Um, Ryan, sometimes I feel like this is worth. Yeah, we're gonna wait to the end on this one. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Apparently, Bad Bunny, who's doing the halftime show, whatever, don't really care that much. Now is saying he's going to wear a dress for some reason. Like, why is the only question I have is why? Just to be annoying? Like, is everything done to just annoy? Like, are they just trying to annoy us? Is
The
that the
younger
goal?
generation only knows trolling, David. To them, excellence and greatness isn't discovery or inventing something or doing something cool. It's dunking on somebody else.
So that was kind of my thought. Like, that's what this seems like to me, right? Like, I'm just going to
Yeah,
run
that's
these
what I
guys.
think.
I'm on, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I
on
mean, this
TV
is.
and I speak Spanish and I fucking
Hmm.
am wearing a dress and it's the halftime show.
Hmm. I'm on the biggest stage
Yeah.
to perform on, and I'm doing everything you hate, and I'm going to be known forever. And people barely know your name.
Can I tell you how funny it would be for him to get deported during the
Ha.
halftime show? That would be the fun. Yeah, you're gonna troll me. I'll troll you. Fucking ICE shows up and just fucking carries him off stage. That would be the funniest fucking thing. I would die laughing. About the only way you could top Kendrick Lamar doing a halftime show, by the way,
Hell yeah.
is ICE pulling fucking Bad Bunny in a dress off the stage. That would be fucking chef's kiss. Speaking of ICE detaining people, I have brought this up on the program before. I don't remember why, but there was a story that a 5-year-old was detained by ICE,
Hmm.
and of course, everyone's out in full force against this. Um, Governor Tim Walz put an article of it up and put, "This is Trump's America," and I can't help but bring this up again, and I will bring it up forever whenever it is relevant. I specifically remember during the Clinton administration, there were armed men that went into a private house to take a kid out of a closet. And there is a picture that will live in my brain forever. My brain is not good at remembering things, but this is one of them. And he has a fully automatic rifle, and he is, well, rifle. I think it's a fully automatic rifle. It's kind of hard to tell in the picture. And it is aimed directly at what I believe is the father and the child in the closet. I'm going to bring it up real quick. But I don't want to hear this. This is Trump's America bullshit. This was under Clinton. I remember being a child and seeing it. Tell me that picture isn't fucking crazy to you.
Not really too.
Can you believe Trump detained a 5-year-old? Okay. All right. The selective outrage is fucking crazy. Brian, the big, I would say this is the big news of the day. I saw this, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm fucking astonished. The Department of War, which was the Department of Defense, and then it got changed in the Trump administration because he's pro peace and no new wars. Totally didn't destroy an entire civilization to build a fucking strip mall. What was the quote? We started removing the rubble. Jared Kushner. What was it? Already started removing the rubble. Jared Kushner. They posted this unironically on social media accounts. I'm going to put it up right now. And by the way, light speed lethality, directed energy dominant.
What is that? Is that Jewish space lasers?
Well, that one's probably American, right?
That's American Jewish space laser.
Dude, can I just tell you?
I thought we didn't have fucking laser beams that can burn shit and kill people. I
The
thought
fact that
Hawaii
we
burned from a forest fire, David.
Well, of course it did. Lots of forests in Hawaii. Can I tell you that we've been talking about this for a long time, and as long as we've been talking about it, it has always been deemed a conspiracy theory, even though the technology very clearly existed. And there were people who still now, to this day, will tell you that it is a conspiracy theory.
From the Department of War.
The Department of
Crazy.
War.
Crazy. I can't have an assault weapon, but they can have a laser beam.
Well, you can have a laser pointer.
That can kill you. Kill you with laser beam. How's it work? What's the ammunition? Like, what's the energy used? Yeah. Is this a direct energy weapon? Crazy.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say to that. What is the
Wait
post
until
for?
wait until
Who is
police have them.
who is the post for? It
They don't
said
feel
yes.
bad building the stuff.
It said yes. The Department of War has directed energy weapons. Yes, we are scaling them. Was this realistically? And again, I'm always for strong military, to be clear, because I do believe it is necessary in defense of your nation, defending your borders. But is this the Trump administration you thought you were voting for? Like, realistically,
No.
because I remember voting for the No New Wars president, not the guy storming into Venezuela to kidnap their president on some fucking drug trafficking charges, and then to send in the oil companies. I didn't vote for the guy who's gonna build a strip mall after they bombed children in Gaza. I didn't vote
It,
for the president who was bombing Iran because for 30 years they were a week away from having a nuclear weapon.
crazy, dude. The Gaza thing is nuts. It's literally exactly what they said it was. Venezuela too. Don't even hide it anymore.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to say to that, but it is Friday. It's been a long week, I think.
Hmm.
But I would like to post one thing, Ryan, and then we can go on to our weekends. But I think on a Friday show, it's only fair that we end on some kind of shit that we would normally do during a Friday show because it's a little. I think they're a little different, Ryan. Um, there's no setting this clip up. It's just a play the clip situation.
I'm going to say something so diabolically crazy, you're going to lose your mind. I have a gym body, and I also have belly fat.
Those things don't go together.
What do you mean, Ryan? She has gym body and belly fat
No, if you have a gym body,
and belly fat,
you don't have fat.
belly fat and gym body.
The fat,
She's like
like
an
10%. Like 10% of your body should be fat at that point, not 10% of you be muscle. That's what she might have.
she's like she has like an offensive lineman gym body. She's like a left tackle.
Yeah, the gym body you have is that of one built of a man.
She's built like Deion Dawkins.
There's people. It's crazy to me that there's women out there that weigh more than men. It's crazy. Like 170 at 5 feet. That's what we're talking. I'm 6 feet tall nearly. Weigh 170. Put that on a 5 foot woman. Crazy. Men and women aren't the same. We got to stop acting like they are. And no, you're fat and hideous. And all you're doing is you're discrediting all the work that people are actually doing for their gym bod. Now, one day, if you keep going, you might be hot and thin and have the gym bod you want. So I don't want to shit talk you. Keep going. But don't say you have a gym bod. You're somebody with a body that goes to the gym. And don't discredit other people's hard work because you want to feel better about yourself. And don't put the shit on the internet because they're going to call you a fatty. So until next video, when Dave shares a misogynistic clip with a hot girl that I can objectify. Dave Ryan, December 17th, 73. Catch us on Rumble for the greatest and only podcast left in all of human existence. As always, David, I appreciate you the most. And it sucks there's no Bills game this weekend.
But maybe we'll have Philip Rivers as a coach, right?
Dude, what's going on?
They have no plan. They don't know what the fuck is going on.
Dude,
What was the point of firing? No,
Pagula's daughter apparently had a coach for a couple of years, okay?
The tennis
She's like,
player?
yeah, she's a tennis star, like fifth best female tennis
Yeah,
player
like
in the
actually
world.
good, yeah.
Like legit good. And she had a coach and she couldn't get like the champion or whatever. She fired him, got a new coach, and she won the next year. So
So hire that guy, I think, is what you're getting at.
hire the tennis coach for Josh Allen.
Tennis coach.
I think Terry Pagula needs some strange pussy, and that will get his head right. Dave Ryan, December 17th, 73. Catch us on Rumble. See you guys later.
Thanks, everyone.